One of the main signs that we still have some unresolved trauma is the fact that we still get triggered. The word gets thrown around a lot. People say they're triggered all the time, but a lot of the times they're actually just really annoyed. So what exactly does it mean to be triggered? You're triggered when something quite neutral or slightly unpleasant happens, but your body feels like it's going to explode or collapse. So you get a very intense, sudden emotional and physical reaction to something that for most people just wouldn't really be such a big deal. And you find it really difficult to regulate. So in this short video, I want to explain exactly what is happening when you're triggered. So, you get triggered when you encounter a stimulus or a situation that your brain somehow associates with a traumatic event. And your brain's smoke detector, which is the amygdala, senses a threat. So the amygdala is a part of your brain that decides if something is dangerous or not. The funny thing is that the amygdala doesn't distinguish between a past danger, like an abusive parent, and a present stressor, like a boss's stern tone. And then, the limbic system takes over. The amygdala is also a part of the limbic system. So that system takes over, and this is the part of the brain that is responsible for survival, which means it activates the fight, flight, freeze, or fawn response. Most of the time we talk about the first three, but a lot of therapists also talk about the fawn response, and it's quite useful. It also means that the prefrontal cortex shuts down, and this is the adult part of your brain, which is responsible for logic, for time orientation, and complex thought. So when this part of the brain goes offline, you lose the ability to remind yourself that you are safe in the present moment, and you just cannot think or talk rationally, really. And the inner child is up and running the show from a place of activation, while the adult self, which is the part of us residing in the frontal lobes, where our best thinking and communicative self lives, is actually temporarily gone. Okay, another interesting thing that happens is that time collapses and you lose the sense of now. Your body remembers, your body reactivates the exact sensations you felt during the original trauma, like increased heart rate, shallow breathing, a sinking feeling in the stomach. You might also feel much younger than you actually are. So if a co-worker ignores you and it triggers a childhood memory of neglect, you might feel like a helpless 6-year-old rather than a 30-year-old professional. And now, the most obvious sign is that your reaction is very disproportionate to the event, which means, for example, if a friend forgets to text you back, which could be something like a level 2 annoyance, but you actually feel a level 10 surge of rage or a total collapse into despair, this extra energy is coming from the unresolved past and not the current situation. Triggers are very, very personal, but normally they fall into a few categories. For example, sensory, it could be a smell, a tone of voice, a type of touch, or a song. Or they could be situational, being told no, feeling trapped, waiting for someone. Or they could be relational, for example, someone being moody, someone ignoring a boundary, or even someone giving neutral feedback. Okay, so how to know when you are triggered and when you're just really upset? When you're upset, you can still think clearly and you understand why you're mad. Also, your body doesn't react that intensely. You can kind of regulate what's happening within you. When you're actually triggered, your brain kind of stops working, you feel foggy or you feel flooded, and it's really difficult to think logically and also to communicate logically, which is a problem in relationships. And also you feel very, very intense body sensations like shaking, sweating, and you can't breathe normally. These are the main differences. Now, in the next video, I will explain what exactly you can do when you get triggered. So don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss out. I'll see you soon.